Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, August 17th, 2023, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto movers, and shakers of the day, and we'll get started in 9 minutes. We have initial jobless claims in Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index in 8 minutes. So between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends, do an audio-visual check, and take a few chart requests. My goal is always to get to all of them, but that is truly not the real objective of the show. The objective of the show is to get you ready for the trading day by going over all the market key structures. Good morning, Greg, Marvin. Hey, Tom, Topher, Jody, win for you, Coffee. Hey, Fat N. Hey, Rob. Card Lady, Greg, Mike, Hector, Homebody, Mr. Gugster, Canes, Brian, Sir Fernando, Basque, Geo Guitar, Sam, Catahula Kerr. Thanks, Rob. Hey, Long Roo, Scotty. Yeah, TNX. Treasuries have been unbelievable. TLT's been getting throttled. Hey, Al. Let's go back up to the top and see if I have any chart requests. Y'all are more interested in saying hello to me than chart requests, and I'm okay with that. Let's go look at TNX. TNX has been on fire. This is the treasury yields. And TLT has been getting totally whacked. Oh, not TNT, which it does feel explosive. TNX. We're testing that 4333. I gotta type it, it's taking too long. Dollar. The dollar has met with weekly resistance. We broke it by 2 pennies and we came in pretty quickly. So I want to see if it impacts TNX and maybe they pull back too at this double top 4333. 4 hour overbought, doesn't matter as much. It's just a strong chart. We can't bake in pretend weakness until it happens, and it just has not happened. Good morning, Duke. Hey, Larry. Hey, Trey. So do you want USD JPY or USD yen? No. Yen USD. So USJPY, is that it? So US dollar is coming in after that weekly double top. So I would be slightly bearish this name right now because USD is the primary here and US dollar has found a weekly double top. 1 second, I have to cough. Sorry about that. 4 hours pulling in pretty good. A conservative bear is waiting for a bounce to short. The reason I jump on early is so I can warm up my voice and warm up my TA muscles. Been up for a few hours, but got to get these brain cells rubbing together and creating some friction. SLB, what's going on with Schlumberger? Looks good. Looks similar to oil, where oil got a higher high and was unable to follow through because it was more of a megaphone pattern. Monthly higher high. Weekly is healthy. Daily, you would anticipate you'd hold 56.08. We do have a squeeze. 4 hour downtrend. Hourly, we need to make another higher low compared to the low of yesterday in order to change this trend and resume upwards. Hello. That's not it. EWD. Sweden. What's the liquidity on this? Not great. 152,000 average. It's a pretty low liquidity name. Be aware of that. Losing the weekly 50 MA in a weekly downtrend. Monthly support is at 32.47. Pretty weak and again low liquidity. You can request Lily. Healthcare seems heavy this morning. We have some things pulling on healthcare. Let me show you United Healthcare. Looks really heavy this morning. I didn't look up the news. Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I guess that's good for CVS and Blue Cross Blue Shield and bad for UNH. I don't know, but XLV looked particularly heavy. So Lilly and NVO have had beautiful charts after their earnings. That was a little bit of a topping candle yesterday, 4-hour pulling back. It's all about the low of yesterday, 542.50. If you are looking for a swing long in Lilly, I'd wait for hourly oversold here. I wouldn't buy it up here. But overall, healthy chart along with NVO. They both have the Ozempic and Mounjaro whatever drugs. So they're looking pretty strong. I go over Apple every day. Our 177 must hold has now become a 176. We've lost all of our daily EMAs and our daily 50 EMA. On the weekly, we're sitting at the 21 EMA. We're in an area of prior support, prior resistance that could become support, 175.11. I'm treating this as gap rules. So 176.50, as long as we hold that at the open and then move up, that's bullish. If we lose 176.50 and bulls are unable to push it back up into yesterday's range, that is a bearish sign. I'm more bullish at Apple down here than I am bearish, and I'm always evaluating things based on meat left on the bone. Hey, siempre in Argentina. I have a good friend that lives in Argentina, trading friend. Good morning, DeCroster. You're welcome, Scotty. I had an allergy shot yesterday, and allergy shots that I get every Wednesday, and I was one of the lucky 500. 1 out of 500 shots, they have an anaphylactic reaction, and I had one, and I had to have 2 EpiPen shots. I had to rush back to the doctor, and it was quite fun to get adrenaline injected into you twice. So I sound kind of wheezy this morning and possibly nasally. I'm just happy everything worked out and I'm back on the mend. That was scary. Man, these allergies are something else. ES is bouncing right now. It is a decent bounce, but it's not impressive. It's not impressive yet. We have not negated the 4-hour potential bear flag on ES. Slightly optimistic. Initial jobless claims are coming up in 25 seconds, and we're anticipating, well, heck, what did I do with my investing.com calendar? Did I eat it? Okay, well, that's a pain in the butt. Must have accidentally closed it. Okay, jobless claims, we're anticipating 240,000, and data is out. So let's see, it's actually 239. So I would say that's right on par. That's fine. That shouldn't rock the market. And the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index hasn't come in yet. Let me switch over to holidays, then back to economic calendar. Let's see. Ugh, it did it again. I'm done with that. I'm over it. I forgot to show you on my table yesterday. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all. I feel bad that I'm wheezy. I know that's not a fun sound to hear. All right, good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Wheezy Chart Gal Lori. Oh, I'm Wheezy from the Jeffersons. And if you don't understand that reference, I'm so sorry. Your childhood was limited. I'm kidding. You're just probably not that old, but you should go back and watch some old reruns of the Jeffersons. Awesome. Okay, I'm Chart Gal Lori. If you want to give me a follow, or give me a part on the Jeffersons. I'd love to star in the non-existent Jeffersons anymore. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. Check us out at chartguys.com. I'm almost at 4,800 mark. What I do here every morning is I go over my table and I show you what my thesis is for the day and what I'm leaning more toward. And I, of course, go over the economic calendar we just went over. And I have notes that are off screen. I copy and paste for TCG members only. Hi, Hafi, Zasmine. Yes, Tick, VIX, and NASDAQ 100. I would say those three are more closely related. If Tick is up, that's positive for NASDAQ. If VIX is down, that's positive for NASDAQ. But I would tell you, you're starting out some of the more difficult correlations. I would make it a little bit easier. And if you can't see that question, YouTubers, it's over on TradingView. We broadcast in both places. Wheezy Weezer. We are moving on up. Thank you, Alec. I appreciate it. Good morning, Area. You had dry cleaning stores too, Gary? We're going to call you George. All right, so overall, we're leaning more bearish than bullish. We lost the daily 50 MA yesterday. The dollar has an hourly downtrend. We may have double topped on the weekly by 2 pennies on the dollar, and market bulls are hoping that's the case. Bitcoin is still super weak, and I have this is the wrong word because I tell y'all don't do this. I have this hunch that like the way Bitcoin is behaving and the flow of it, it's like it's trying to just shake out that last desperate bull and have he or she capitulate and then move it on up. Moving on up again. So that's what it appears like to me. But let's start with the dollar. So the dollar. We have been looking for this weekly lower high for a while now, compared to 103.572. Overnight, we hit 103.598. So almost 3 pennies bull break does not a bull break make. And then we started quickly recoiling. 4 hours pulled back decently. Hourly, we have a downtrend now. This is positive for gold. And for once, gold is trying to take advantage of it. It's not impressive yet. Names like platinum and silver have been taking more advantage of it than gold. Again, I will stop harping on gold, but just remember gold has more outside forces than just technical analysis. People are using gold futures to hedge spot positions, so the inverse relationship that should normally happen has not been happening. All right, so the dollar's sitting on the hourly 50 MA, and on the daily chart, no harm, no foul, but it's not a good look yet. Just 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds. Again, my husband's trying to get me to move out of this house. He keeps raising the air behind my back. So he just needs to send me a memo and not turn on the air. All right, so ES. It should be positive for gold, Paul, for the dollar being down, but it's not working. Gold, I don't like the word manipulated because that infers some type of victim mentality. I don't think like that. I think the gold has different nuances that other markets don't have, and they have other market forces that are going on behind the scenes, and it just doesn't behave as it should technically, and we just have to know that it's nuanced. And every chart we look at is nuanced. I mean, I hear people every single day talk about Apple and Amazon as if they are equal. They are not equal. They are in totally different S&P sectors. And we want to be purist and say we're going to look at the S&P sectors individually. Apple's over here in technology. And Amazon is over here. Where did consumer discretionary go? It moved down. It used to be up here. So Amazon is over here in XLY and Apple's over in XLK. They're totally different. Google is in XLC. So when we try to make correlations with our bigger names, they are in different sectors. They are nuanced. So there are definite nuances to commodities are heavily impacted by the dollar. Other names, not so much. So if we're having a bearish day and you want to look for a bullish trade, you go look at utilities and real estate that have dividends. Again, nuance. There's the market bounce we're looking for. So Dan's video last night, he was talking about looking for a potential gap down, and I was with him on that. That would be a beautiful long opportunity. We're getting our bounce before the market opens, and that's okay. There's a lot of lines on this chart. I just want you to focus on the last obvious weekly high or low. You could argue it's here, but this one has more of a pivot up to the recent low of July 24th. And the 0.382 is at 443250. We're bouncing in that area. But look at who's exacting. And exacting is a term used for a name that's holding exact levels. So the low of the week of April 24th to the high of the week of July 17th. Look where we bounced overnight on NASDAQ, 1488750. Where's the 0.382 retrace? 1488350. So we bounced from that 0.382. Okay, we're getting a little more juice behind this. So yesterday's 5-minute overbought, let me just eat crow right here. Yesterday morning, I told y'all that is where we needed to look for a short. And then at the time that it happened, was yesterday, Wednesday? Here. No. Give me 1 second. Right there. At 7:45 a.m., we hit 5-minute overbought. That was the area to get short. That was my parting words to you yesterday on the pregame show. And at this very point, we had Tesla bouncing. We had Apple super strong at the moment. We had semis bouncing, XLK bouncing. So I had different warning signs that we may get to 15-minute overbought before we pause, and I didn't take that short. I took this long down here once SPY reclaimed the range from the day before, but I did not take the short. It was per my plan, 5-minute overbought, but I had a few red flags sticking out and I didn't take it. And those red flags saved me more than they hurt me. Yesterday it made me miss a trade, but I don't really care because I plan on doing this for the long haul and I have plenty more trades in my lifetime. So I just want to acknowledge that 5-minute overbought worked yesterday, okay? Well, we're approaching 15-minute overbought. Will that work today? Possibly. I'm looking for first. I am bullish this morning, and then I'm going to flip to bearish in the afternoon, looking for first hourly overbought if the bounce gets legs. I know that was a lot, but you see we have our overbought indicator going off right here, right now. And that is based most likely on the 10-minute. 15 minutes not overbought. I don't know exactly why that's firing right now. Oh, it fired earlier when we popped up, but it's coming back just a little bit. But overall, I'm looking more bullish than bearish this morning, and bears still have control. Let's go back to the table. We're at 84. Bears still have more control than bulls. Bulls have a lot to prove. And on this daily chart, we're still looking for a lower high. We're still looking for a lower high. We've lost the daily 50 MA. So I'm looking for a bounce today and then possibly a top fish later in the day. And it may not work out like that, and that's okay too. HE is going to be a little more dangerous today. They found those awful mass recovery of people that passed or perished during the Hawaii fires, and I'm hesitating and having spaces in between my words because I don't even know how to address it. So just know that my heart and prayers are out with them. And yes, HE will have a bounce opportunity. You had one yesterday. You had a short opportunity. I just feel really bad covering it because of the tragedy that happened behind it. If you can apply technical analysis principles to TA to HE, then please feel free. Hafiz, your easiest correlation for managing NASDAQ 100 is watch Apple. Watch Apple and Microsoft. That's going to be your best correlations to watch for any clues, and semiconductors for that matter. Okay, NASDAQ, we're bouncing from that 0.382. Bounce is a little more advanced than ES. We have enough room for hourly high or low. We have enough room for a 4-hour high or low, but bears are still waiting for daily lower highs. RTY. Hey, more Gilster. Okay. RTY is weak. If you look at our last weekly high or low to the higher high, we retrace about 70% of that. So it's pretty weak, but it's having a better bounce than most because it's so beat up. 4-hour and hourly, making enough room for a higher low. YM is one I really want to point out this morning. We're still holding the daily 50 MA. Yes, it's retraced more than NASDAQ and ES on the weekly higher low to higher high, but we're holding the daily 50 MA. Is RTY holding it? No. NASDAQ? No. ES? No. So Dow still has a little bit of relative strength holding that 50 MA. All right. Hang Seng was flat, super flat, which is odd because if you look at the pre-market high volume scan, I posted this a while ago, so it's different than when I originally posted, but essentially ranking is pretty close to the same. But look at these high volume numbers: Billy, Neo, XBev, Baba, PDD, JD. We had a lot, LI. We had a lot of China names in the top 10. So they had a flat overnight, but it seems as though the market is liking whatever they saw, and DAX is flat overnight. So we can't ascertain a lot from that. Bitcoin. We've been talking about this weekly high or low being a possibility for weeks now, weeks. 21 EMA is below, and it looks more sideways than anything. We're holding the 50 RSI on the weekly. On the daily, it looks like it's in more trouble than not. The 4 hour looks super ominous, but we're still looking for a weekly high or low. 4 hours oversold. Again, for me, it's like this sleight of hand trick that the bears are doing, saying capitulate, 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 and then they're going to cover and then bounce. It just seems really odd and systematic on Bitcoin. Again, I'm not saying it's manipulated. I'm just trying to read the price action. The price action. Let me, I have a notepad over here. I wrote some notes for myself. I'm trying to improve my TA responses, and I wrote some notes comparing how I respond to things versus how Dan responds. Of course, Dan is my mentor, and I'm going to continue to do me. Like, I need to do it in a way that makes sense to me. But I'm trying to figure out, what does he do? He does a lot of things better than me. And how does his technical analysis differentiate from me? And what could I glean from him to do better? And for him, he answers the question a lot: who's trying to do what and how well are they doing it? He doesn't say that question, but he's always answering that question. So who's trying to do what here on Bitcoin? This is probably the best chart I can use this example for. Who's trying to do what and how well are they doing it? Bears are trying to take it down. How well are they doing it? I would give them a C-. It's like, dudes, you have had since July 10th, over a month to take it to a weekly low or low. And you've been unable to do it. So who's trying to do what? Bears are trying to break it down. How well are they doing it? Not very well. So for me, that has me being a cautious bull. That this is not the place to go long because you have no friends with you on the trade. I for sure wouldn't be shorting it down here. Okay. Ethereum, same boat. Weekly high or low on deck. No signs of it being put in the short term. And as always, if I'm going too fast, you can screenshot these light gray numbers. They show you the latest support and resistance. I try to map those out for you every day. Gold. Yay for gold bulls. They're finally bouncing on this dollar pullback. Finally, an hourly uptrend. Finally, a decent 4-hour bounce that may make room for a 4-hour high or low. Can you trust these bulls? Never. Just kidding. But they have had a pretty atrocious price action since last May. So this weekly head and shoulders broke bare, not getting a lot of follow through yet. Monthly bulls still have some hope here compared to 1889, and I'm not a hopium dealer. I'm not your girl. Oil. Can we just have a silent moment for oil? How beautiful has this chart been to us if you've been following along with my trades? So we had this weekly megaphone that topped out. We took a short. And I was looking for this bounce yesterday at pit close. I didn't get it, but we got a bounce overnight. And now I'm switching to gold bull. I am gold bull. Excuse me, I am gold bull, but I meant oil bull. I'm looking for an oil high or low on the hourly 4-hour chart compared to 78.95. Looking for this daily high or low to be put in on oil. So I am switching to an oil bull. Nat Gas, I have nothing for you. When I say that, it sounds like Jeff Probst with Survivor. I have nothing for you. Go head on back to camp. Okay, Apple, let me read my notes. I have some really good notes today, I must say, and I'm going to share them with you. Shoot. I usually save these for TCG members, but what the heck. Okay, so when don't forget oil inventory today at 10:30, which could mess up my bull thesis. So I divided things. Names is holding the 21 EMA. And I know that Dan uses the 12 EMA. I use the 8. I decided to use the 21 EMA because there are 21 trading days on average in the month. It is the mean reversion EMA. It is more often used by algos and institutions than any other EMA. That's why I like it. Google, Amazon, and Nvidia are holding their daily 21 EMA. Names that have lost all daily moving averages: Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Netflix. Does that mean they could be a laggard bull? For sure. Doesn't mean we throw them away, the baby with the bathwater. I'm just showing who's relatively strength compared to who's relatively weak. And here are names that are holding the 50 MA. Meta and Nvidia. Do y'all see the same name on two lists for bullishness? Nvidia. Holding the daily 21 EMA and the daily 50 EMA. So I like that. Apple's at the weekly 21 EMA, 4-hour squeeze, and we have gap rules. And I'm going to type up the gap rules and put them in probably the YouTube description, so when people ask me, I can refer them to that because I get asked this every day. So simply put, the gap rules are, we're not gapping down anymore on Apple. 176.97, we're holding the low of yesterday. But what we do is we map out the low and high of yesterday. If bulls are staying within yesterday's range, that is a long signal saying that bulls, and they may inside bar, for all we know, but that is a sign of strength saying we dipped below, but we were able to recover before regular trading hours. This is not the ideal gap scenario. However, we could still play with this looking for a long against yesterday's low. And I like that we have a 4-hour squeeze. Amazon. Bring my notes off screen again so I can read them. Weekly higher low anticipated at weekly 200 MA, daily sitting on 21 EMA. And we had some hourly RSI bull divergence here where price was making a price was making a lower low and RSI was making a higher low. So we're here at 136.92 resistance. But your high of the day is 137.27. I like Amazon for a pullback buy. Nvidia, I like for a pullback buy. We were holding the hourly 50 MA earlier. We're trying to reclaim it. 434.06 is your key level. This could be a little daily bull flag. We're holding the daily EMA. We got back up over the 21 EMA. Not convincing yet, but we may be putting a quick daily higher low here. And we just got some inverse head and shoulders look here. You can see it on RSI and you can see it on price. Is this going to be our quick right shoulder? Excuse that errant mark, but you are not here for my drawing skills, I hope. If not, you are severely disappointed. Amy, if you rewind a little bit. Oh, oil was yesterday. It is nat gas today. I am so sorry. And I have that in my notes, I swear. Watch me lie. Inventory on nat gas. Yeah, right here, oil, no inventory. Sorry about that. I said it wrong, but I do know. I trade oil so much, I should know. So on Tesla, gap rules apply. Thank you for that catch, by the way. Positive news this morning about their China rollout. Bulls are searching for an hourly higher low relative to yesterday's low. 4-hour RSI got pretty beat up. We're bouncing now. But I like Tesla for a long today. And I would use yesterday's low as my bottom fish, not pre-market. 22538. That is the level to hold. If not, look out below. And I've got a lot of Queen of the Mountain trades. And I said yesterday, I'm not going to be forced to pick 4. And then this morning, I couldn't even settle on 4. So Baba, I'm just looking at it, Baba and Neo with gap rules. And what I mean is 90.50 was the high of yesterday. If bulls come down and touch 90.50 and are unable to fill that gap and then turn upwards, turn and burn, I'm looking long. NEO, same thing, 11.76. If bears are unable to penetrate yesterday's range and bulls turn and burn it, that's a long. Lucid, EV names are in focus. NEO is positive, Lucid is positive, XBEV is up big. So where's my notes? Oh, I didn't take notes on Lucid. Lucid, I was looking at this. Because we all want some of those, that drug. We don't do drugs, kids, just kidding. There it is. This squeeze. So we're getting real tight on Lucid. This could be a lotto play for today. Here with this tightening range. Do you see it? And let's see, what was the low of that last hourly candle? 633. So maybe a long against 633 could be a bottom fish opportunity if the market bounce continues. Meta, sitting on the daily 50 MA. Bulls are searching for a weekly higher low. 4 hour was oversold. It's no longer oversold. Nope. I missed my spot. Gap rules. Gap rules apply as long as we hold 29428, the low of yesterday. Right here. As long as we hold that low of yesterday, that could be a long signal on Meta. And some of these day trades may turn out to be swing trades if we bounce decently. I'm going to skip Microsoft, NEO, PLTR, hourly squeeze. You see that squeeze? That's been squeezing for a while. Y'all see that? I can't even draw that far back. Okay, there it goes. So we've been squeezing since last Thursday, so for a week. So on PLTR, we're in the middle of yesterday's range. It could be a daily bear flag. A bottom fishing against 1491 is a decent risk to reward. So maybe using 1512, your low of yesterday, or even 1526 for bottom fish, PLTR could be a good lotto. HE just dropped below $10. It's getting extended. Let me type this in the room. Okay, so I like PLTR with that squeeze, and Riot I like for a potential long. Looking for the weekly higher low. 4 hour RSI is 18. So I like a Riot long using 1265 as support. So 1293 is your low of yesterday. So if we are able to reclaim the low of yesterday, that would be a bullish signal. If bulls are unable to reclaim the low of yesterday, that is bearish. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for joining me. Use stop losses. Give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori. Hit the like button. There's 335 of you and only 96 likes. And hit the subscribe button. Thanks for being here. And oh, again, use stop losses.